Welcome back to the deep dive. If you work in retail operations or really any field that relies on physical security, you know, the old world, grainy tapes, spending hours reviewing footage after something happens, feeling totally reactive.
Yeah, chasing your tail, basically.
Exactly. Today we are diving deep into the tech that's, well, finally killing that old model.
That's right. Our sources today give us a really detailed map of the current landscape. We're talking AI video surveillance, specifically focusing on the top 10 solutions really defining retail loss prevention, looking ahead to 2025.
Okay.
And this deep dive is really designed to show you that big architectural shift moving security away from just, forensic recording after the fact,
Right.
towards proactive real-time intervention, stopping things as they happen.
We've got a massive lineup of industry solutions to explore today. AlphaVision, Genetec, Avigilon, Alta, Verkada, Rhombus Systems, Eagle Eye Networks, Hanwha Vision, Milestone Systems, and Spot AI. Quite a list.
It is. And our mission isn't just to, read off names. We want to unpack the core trade-offs, the unique selling points of each system. We're aiming to synthesize all this so you can quickly grasp which solutions are built for customization, which ones prioritize that sort of plug-and-play simplicity.
And crucially,
Yeah, which ones offer that really pertinent real-time ability to actually stop a theft while it's in progress.
okay, let's unpack this. And let's start where the sources seem to place the new benchmark, AlphaVision. The articles consistently highlight this system for, and I'm quoting here, it's unmatched combination of cloud-native AI, real-time deterrence, and proven retail scalability.
Right.
So if this is the new standard, we really need to understand how it works.
It pretty much defines that proactive approach. It kicks off with a strong hardware foundation through a partnership with Axis Communications. We're talking high-end cameras, up to 40x optical zoom, 360-degree views.
Yeah.
Tough, vandal-resistant stuff.
Okay.
But the really critical distinction, the architectural one, is that it's 100% cloud-native.
Meaning no box on site.
Exactly. You eliminate the local recording box, the NVR or DVR, the network or digital video recorder that traditionally sits in the back office.
Removing the NVR, DVR, that's a huge operational simplification, right? But let's talk about that shift from just a passive camera to an active intelligence tool. What are the specific AI mechanisms they're using?
Well, it's intelligence specifically designed for retail loss prevention. They use features like magic search that lets you instantly pull up clips based on specific objects or, human behavior.
Okay.
And more importantly for today's retail challenges, they deploy license plate recognition, LPR. That's essential for tracking vehicles linked to organized retail crime ORC groups.
Ah, the professional rings.
Yeah, the ones hitting multiple stores. This helps connect the dots.
And the AI inspector feature you mentioned? That sounds interesting because it moves beyond just theft, doesn't it? It covers compliance, too.
Exactly. AI Inspector automatically spots operational compliance issues, like maybe a fire exit is blocked by merchandise, or an employee forgot their safety vest. So it's blending security with operational excellence, which is pretty smart.
But the real game changer, the thing the sources make a huge deal about, is the live deterrence.
Yeah.
Security operators can actually issue real-time voice warnings through integrated IP speakers.
Yeah.
They can literally tell someone, hey, we see you, put that down.
That's it. That instant human-in-the-loop intervention. That's why the focus shifts from just recording to actual prevention. It's designed to stop shrinkage before it walks out the door.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned the cloud-native architecture earlier, and this is maybe where we need to inject a little critique or at least a question.
I noticed that too. If AlphaVision is 100% cloud native, doesn't that bring in the major connectivity limitation we see with other cloud systems later? Is there a connectivity trade-off the sources maybe gloss over a bit?
That's a really sharp observation. And yeah, any system relying entirely on the cloud is dependent on internet stability. That's sort of the universal trade-off with this architecture,
Right.
However, the sources do emphasize AlphaVision's kind of enterprise posture. It's TAA and NDAA compliant.
Okay. Government standards.
Right. It meets these strict government-level security assurances. It's trusted in highly secure environments, which suggests a pretty robust, high-availability cloud backend designed to minimize disruption.
So reliable enough for government facilities, not just a corner store.
That seems to be the implication.
Yeah.
It suggests a high standard of reliability.
That sets a very, very aggressive standard for proactive security then. Okay, let's move on to the other 9 major solutions and see how they stack up. Maybe group them by their architectural strengths.
Sounds good. We can start with the systems we might call the unified and open platforms. These are the ones really built to be the central brain for massive, complex organizations.
Okay, first up, Genetec Security Center.
Genetec. This is designed for the really enormous multi-location retailer. Its core strength is unification. It pulls video, access control data, point-of-sale POS data, all in one interface.
Everything in one place.
Exactly. And that centralization is powerful. It lets it automatically flag suspicious POS transactions like, unusually high refunds or weird voids.
But there's always a but.
But its complexity and cost are, let's say, legendary. It needs significant IT expertise just to deploy and manage. The licensing costs scale up really fast,
Yeah.
and often you still need some on-premises hardware, some servers running somewhere.
Right. Which brings us to Milestone Systems with its XProtect VMS video management system.
Milestone is sort of the classic, powerful VMS. Think of it as the ultimate flexible framework. It's an open platform.
Meaning you can plug almost anything into it.
Pretty much. Any camera, tons of third-party analytics tools.
Yeah.
It's highly customizable. But that openness is also its limitation, in a way.
How so?
It relies heavily on adding paid third-party AI plugins for the sophisticated stuff, like people counting or, say, weapon detection. So if you want that proactive deterrence we talked about, you have to source and integrate multiple different modules.
Which sounds like work.
It demands serious IT resources, yeah. And it significantly drives up those core licensing fees. It's powerful, but you build the intelligence yourself, piece by piece.
Okay, so if that first group prioritizes centralization and customization, let's shift to our second group, the high-end forensic and cloud-native specialists. These seem to prioritize either, like, deep search power or just deployment simplicity.
Right. If Alpha Vision is defined by that proactive voice deterrence, this next group is maybe more defined by its forensic power, the ability to find that needle in the massive video haystack, or just by offering plug-and-play ease.
Got it. Starting with Avigilon, which is owned by Motorola Solutions now.
Yeah, Avigilon. Yeah, it's a premium solution. You often see it on luxury retail, big malls. Its defining feature, the one everyone knows, is appearance search.
Explain that.
It lets a security operator find a person or a vehicle across hours of footage, almost instantly, just using simple descriptions, like woman in a red coat carrying a large bag.
Wow, okay. That's powerful for investigations.
Hugely powerful. The trade-off, price. It's premium. And you become pretty dependent on their proprietary hardware ecosystem. Cameras, servers. It limits your flexibility down the road.
And Motorola followed that up with Avigilon Alta. That's the cloud-first option.
Exactly. Alta is their move towards simplicity. A modern plug-and-play VMS. It allows for centralized management across many locations, which is great for chains.
Does it keep the appearance search?
It does. It maintains that powerful search feature, but leverages the cloud for automatic updates and, scalability. The major constraint here, though, is that universal cloud challenge we keep hitting.
The internet goes down.
Your advanced features and centralized access falter with it.
Yeah.
Plus, those recurring subscription costs can climb pretty quickly.
Next up is Verkada. They're known for selling a fully integrated ecosystem, right?
Yeah, Verkada's famous for combining cameras, access control, environmental sensors, all under one brand, one system. Makes deployment incredibly simple.
And deterrence.
They offer good remote deterrence features, like talk-down speakers and strong POS-linked fraud investigation tools. Find that sketchy transaction, see the video instantly.
Okay, sounds good, but what's the catch?
The limitation is that closed proprietary ecosystem. You are locked in. Locked into their hardware, their software, their subscription model. That means potentially high switching costs if you ever want to change later on.
Right, the vendor lock-in issue.
Okay.
Rhombus Systems seems to target a similar market, multi-site retailers using a similar cloud approach.
Yeah, Rhombus is fundamentally cloud-based, designed for retail chains. It integrates video with IoT sensors, access control, similar to others.
Key features.
It offers AI search by face or clothing, and it connects transactions from POS or even RFID systems directly to the relevant video clips. Makes investigation easier.
And the limitations, let me guess.
You guessed it. Like the other cloud-first systems, it needs stable internet. Connectivity is key, and those monthly subscription costs can become a significant drag, particularly for smaller retailers or ones growing really fast.
Okay, that leaves our final category, flexibility and edge AI. These solutions focus either on maximizing hardware choice or doing more processing locally. Let's talk Eagle Eye networks first.
Eagle Eye is kind of the champion of camera-agnostic flexibility.
Yeah.
They're a pure cloud VMS. The video lives in the cloud, but, and this is key, they can connect virtually any IP camera you might already own
How?
via an Eagle Eye Bridge appliance you install on site. Their main selling point, their USP, is a powerful natural language video search.
Meaning?
You can literally type in what you're looking for, just describe it, like red truck pulling up to the loading dock around 2 p.m. yesterday.
Okay, that's impressive. Drawbacks?
Well, you still need those physical bridge appliances on site. It's also very bandwidth heavy because you're pushing all that video up to the cloud constantly. And the subscription fees at enterprise scale can get pretty substantial.
Now, Hanwha Vision, formerly Wisden, they focus on Edge AI. What exactly does Edge AI mean in this context?
Edge AI means the processing power, the AI chips, they're installed directly on the camera itself.
Ah, processing happens at the camera.
Precisely. And this is critical because it allows the camera to do sophisticated stuff like object detection, forensic search, before it even sends the data over the network.
Which reduces network load?
Significantly. Reduces load on your network and the cloud. This gives you faster insights and lets them offer built-in deterrence, like speakers and strobe lights, controlled directly by the camera's AI.
Makes sense. The trade-off.
The trade-off here is the upfront cost. High capital expenditure for that specialized, powerful camera hardware. You're buying the intelligence in the camera itself.
And finally, Spot AI. Their angle seems to be upgrading what a retailer already has.
Exactly. Spot AI is designed for upgrading existing, maybe older camera infrastructure. They use a simple plug-and-play appliance. You connect your current cameras to it, and it enhances them with AI capabilities, search, alerts, that kind of thing.
So faster rollout, less rip and replace.
Yeah, minimizes that initial cost and disruption. The major limitation, though, is performance. It's fundamentally tied to your existing gear.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Pretty much. If your existing cameras are low resolution or poorly positioned, the quality of the AI insights you get will be hampered by that poor source video. You can only polish the footage so much, you know.
Okay, so we've seen AI replacing the NVR, but the real battle seems to be between, like, control versus simplicity, open versus closed. Let's zoom out a bit and synthesize this landscape. What are the key architectural trade-offs that someone listening needs to internalize right away?
I think the biggest takeaway, the headline, is that retailers are essentially trading money for complexity, or they're trading money for proprietary lock-in. It's one or the other, usually.
Explain that cost structure difference again.
Sure. We saw a really stark divide. On one side, you have the high licensing and module costs of the open systems like Genetec and Milestone, plus they demand huge IT overhead to manage properly.
Right.
On the other side, you have these high recurring proprietary subscription fees and the inevitable vendor lock-in you get from closed ecosystems like Verkada or Avigilon Alta. Different kinds of costs, different kinds of pain points.
And that debate between open platforms versus proprietary systems, that directly dictates your long-term strategy, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Open platforms like Milestone or potentially Eagle Eye, they offer maximum long-term flexibility and customization. You can adapt over time, but you have to do the integration work, manage the complexity yourself.
Whereas the closed systems...
Proprietary systems like Verkada or Avigilon, they offer guaranteed performance, theoretically, and simplicity right out of the box.
Right.
But they lock you into their specific hardware, their software roadmap, their pricing, probably for the next decade. Less flexibility.
And circling back to the point we raised earlier with Alpha Vision and others, that cloud challenge, it remains the most universal constraint, it seems.
It really does. That reliance on stable, high-bandwidth internet for full functionality.
Right.
It's the Achilles heel for nearly every modern high-feature solution we talked about.
So if you choose Avigilon Alta or Rhombus,
you're accepting that if your store's connectivity drops or even just degrades, your high-end centralized management, your fancy forensic search features, they disappear or get significantly worse. That's the risk.
We also have to touch on the privacy considerations. The sources mention this frequently when these intense analytics are involved.
That's critical, yeah. Systems using really intense analytics, especially things like facial recognition or continuous license plate reading, they naturally raise heightened privacy concerns.
Makes sense.
And while these tools can be effective in loss prevention, retailers absolutely must ensure they are compliant with regulations and transparent about how they're using the tech, especially with features found in, say, Verkada, Avigilon Alta, or maybe some of those third-party Milestone plugins.
Okay. So in summary then, The fundamental shift in physical security, it isn't really about better recording anymore, is it? It's about active intelligence, systems designed for immediate intervention.
Precisely. That's the core change. And the core decision retailers face now is choosing the right architectural risk, what fits their needs and their tolerance. Like,
Like, do they need that immediate cloud-native deterrence and maybe the enterprise compliance that comes with systems like Vision? Or do they need the centralized, unified control for really complex data integration like you'd find in Genetec?
or maybe the speed and localized power of edge AI like Hanwha Vision.
Exactly. That choice, cloud-native deterrence, centralized unification, or hardware-based edge processing, that choice really defines their ability to effectively fight loss in 2025 and beyond.
That is a very clear breakdown of a complex landscape. Thanks. Now, to leave our listeners with one final thought, building on the source material, we noted that systems like Vision aren't just in retail. They're deployed in government facilities, construction sites, apartment complexes too.
Right, the application is broadening. So if this new model of physical AI, and especially that real-time voice deterrence, proves hugely successful in stopping retail loss, which is the immediate goal, it raises a pretty critical question for all of us, doesn't it? How will the normalization of this kind of proactive real-time intervention fundamentally reshape security expectations and maybe even public behavior in those non-retail environments, apartment buildings, maybe even city streets that adopt these same exact technologies?
Yeah, the line between private security protecting assets and broader public space monitoring, it's getting very, very blurry indeed.
Something to definitely ponder as these active intelligence systems become the norm. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.